Hi there, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well today. Happy Wednesday, if it's Wednesday when you're watching this. I am determined that Marmaduke will be finished today. Not necessarily in my Etsy shop, but the book himself shall be done. And then tomorrow will be the day. Tomorrow, setting up a book to prepare it for sale, for me at least, can really take up at least half a day of work. Doing the photos, uploading the photos to Etsy, creating the information for Etsy, filming the flip through, any edits that might have to happen. Sometimes I've had to redo the entire flip through if something has gone wrong. So, but today I plan on Marmaduke's work is being done. I did a bit of work this morning on him and I really like it. He has room. Well, I made this little handmade bookmark. I wanted it to look like a child made it. So it really is old grungy ribbon. Actually, Nancy, it's one of those things I love when she just throws it at me. This is going back. Do you want it? Yes. Boom. It's fantastic. And it's faded and grungy. At least the outer layers are, the green. And it was absolutely perfect for what I wanted. And I had this tiny little piece of fabric left. I think this might be the last little piece left. I believe I used it in Lorna Doone, which eventually I think got called Holly. And I think I also used it in when I redid Taylor of Gloucester. Anyhow, I wanted it to look like a child had made a little Christmassy type bookmark with what they had. You know, maybe this was part of an old shirt. Doesn't that look like it might have been somebody's shirt? And some ribbon, and I actually hand stitched that. Anyhow, I like how that turned out. And don't worry, there's still a Two Nanas bookmark in here somewhere. But there was still lots of room in between the signatures that I've been having fun playing with. I don't know if you can see here, there's room in between. So I've been adding some extra pages. So I'm going to have to go through and do a new page count. There's the Two Nanas bookmark. But they're pretty for this season. But I have one more here that I have a little extra room, and I want to make a little sort of window pocket. But I want it to have a bit more. I've got room to play with, so I'm going to take advantage of that. I think I might stick this in here so that I know that's where I want it. But I'll show you what I did this morning. I made a pocket from the window of a tea-dyed envelope from a bill, and I put a gusset in it so that it can hold lots of things. So I put the two Ernie photos in there, and for now, I mean, obviously, I know I always say it, but you can put it wherever you like. And then I'm enjoying the last of the Tim Holtz things for the year, and I like how that turned out. I think that little pocket, and it holds lots and lots. It'll hold even more than that. And what I did, I don't know if you can see through here, for behind that window, I used one of the original pages from the book. And I mean, 1857, that's so cool. I'll be sending along some of the pages from the book to the new owner in case they would like to make some tags or what have you from the original pages, because they are really cool. Anyhow, so I've just been making use of the little bit of extra space that I gave myself in between the 4 signatures, so I had 3 spaces to play with, and this is the last one here. So first though, I want to just to put a few little more tuckies in. I have these. They were from big pieces of scrapbook paper, and I cut them up. I think I did it last year. And they're just pretty, and they look old, and there's sort of a greenish hue to them. So I like that. And I like the wintry kind of theme to it. I want a little bit, I want the edges a little more worn out. 1857, they shouldn't be looking so neat and tidy. So I'm just giving them a little bit of there, that's better. I have one of those round things that tears up the edge of paper. You know, they're about that big, and you can do you think I can find it? Now, this works almost as easy. I find I have to be a little more careful with my fingers when I use scissors, but using the little corner in there with scissors, that'll do the trick too. And it just sort of roughs up that edge so it doesn't look quite so fresh, as if I just cut it up, even though I did just cut it up. Our point is to have some fun with it. Give Marmaduke some dignity, right? Hope you're having a good day. I hope wherever you are the weather is clearing up. Our TV news stations are just full of news from across the lake. Our hearts are just breaking for what's going on with the weather that Buffalo is dealing with. It's devastating. And I hope that they're doing okay. I know they're not, so it feels foolish to say such a thing, but they're on my mind. It's awful. Some of the bridges are still closed to cross over. I mean, it just shows you the difference the weather makes depending on what side of the lake you live on. Because for me, that area, if you're here in North America and you're listening to the news, you know, it's on the news what's going on in the Buffalo area. That's 2 hours away from me. 2, maybe 2.5. Yeah, because I'm really half an hour to 45 minutes to Toronto, so if I take the 407, it's faster. I can do it in 2. So and for growing up when I was a child, the Buffalo TV stations, when we used to pull them in from the antenna on top of the house, I mean, that was mostly our TV growing up. We grew up watching CBS and NBC and all the ABC, all those networks, thanks to Buffalo. Now, I think I might want to be able to pop this in somewhere, but this is glossy. So I want to take that glossiness off. And then use my antique linen and age it. And then we'll just put the little window guy back in. I like that, and I want to try my best not to covet things, not to covet these Tim... Oh, I caught myself, almost called it Tim Hortons things. My hair. Oh, I can still feel it. That's why when I was growing up, I thought for sure Captain Kangaroo lived in Buffalo, New York, because when I'd watch Captain Kangaroo on television, you know, the commercials would say Buffalo, New York. And when we go on vacation across the border to go down into New York State, and I knew we were in Buffalo, and I'd think, oh my goodness, Captain Kangaroo lives somewhere around here. It was just so wonderful knowing that he was nearby somewhere in one of those neighborhoods. This is my old antique linen. Just make it look older so it's not naked white. Can't have an 1857 book naked white. Can't do it. Just in case there's still any wet ink on there, or if any, still any of the gloss. Before I ink my edges, because you know I will, let's make these a little rougher. Better. I have a cute little punch that I'm going to use, and it will make the... Oh, I didn't get it right in properly. Hold on. It's not too late. There we go. That's better. Get that in properly. Probably should have done this before I roughed up my paper. That's all right. It's my last day with hubby home. I'm going to use the green again. I'm enjoying the green before he has to head back to work. It's Tuesday today, but you'll be seeing it on Wednesday. So he's home today and then back in. Now this side I do think I'll go with coffee. just a little bit hanging out over the edge from roughing it up with the scissors. So I just want to take that off. See it sort of coming off there. Now I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but we've been from like in the negative teens Celsius to tomorrow we're going to be +4 Celsius, and then Thursday we're going to be +9 Celsius. Like it's going to literally melt all the snow immediately. We still have so many members of our family sick, especially one little member of one little family group. I mean, there's 7 of them, and one of them, they've still got a bunch of their children still with fevers that are going on way too long. Gosh, it's such a worry. You'd think you're over with. You know, you raise your children and you worry and watch over them, and you think once they're adults and they're settled, and you think, the worrying's done. Now it's on to them. No, it's not done. There's just more to worry about, more people, because the family grows. But I guess I should be grateful. You know, more people to worry about means more people to love. All right, let me turn this over because it's a grungy mess, but it's still useful. There, how's that? Now for this, I'm not even sure. Oh yeah, I do know where I want it. I was going to say I'm not sure where I want it. I gave myself a bookmark, for Pete's sake, Catherine. I almost wish... This feels like it should be on a page of its own size. It looks a little out of place on that, at that size. Not sure I'm going to put it there after all. Let me just look through and see if there is a smaller page where it would fit a little more appropriately. No. That one I do think I'm going to wait till I'll use it next year. And I'll use it on its own page that's the right size, because I just feel like it needs to be on a page the right size. But I've got room here. And I'm wondering if I should use this and it could tip out, because I have room to tape that down with some washi. Let me see. Don't have a lot of washi. I'm going to pause and think about this. I don't want to waste time thinking and have it not work. So hold on. Okay, so I figured out what I'm doing, and I actually went ahead and got it done because it was with the sewing machine anyways, but I still have a bit more to do. So I find that fabric hinges are really nice and floppy. Now right at the very end, my bobbin decided it wanted to be silly. But thank goodness it was at the end, not, pardon me, not at the beginning. So, I'm going to tie it on this side. So I'm just popping the thread through so I can tie it in a knot. Then I think all I'm going to do, as much fun as I'm having, honestly, I think I could fill this book. I'm really enjoying it was challenging at first because things needed to be a bit smaller scale because Marmaduke is petite. But, oh, they both went through. Well, we'll tie them on this side. A little variety. At first I thought, oh boy, how am I going to pull this off? Because Marmaduke's a little bit petite, and a lot of my ephemera is larger, but it all worked out. So I think what I'll do is when I finish this up and get it in place, I will bid you farewell, and I will make sure that wherever there are pockets that they have something in it, because I don't like empty pockets when I send out a journal. So I'm just going to run a little bead of 3-in-1 because I'm going to glue fabric to it. I hope this isn't glued shut because I left it without the pin in it for quite a while I was sewing. That's better. So now I'm going to sneak up on it here and then pat that fabric down. And that should hold very well. And it's got plenty of room in there because there was that nice gap. But I can't close the book yet because I can feel the 3-in-1 coming through this is just old seam binding. Tea-dyed and wrinkly. I dried it wrinkly so you can see in there. But what that does is it just makes for a really nice floppy page turn. And I think a little bit sturdier than if I had used washi tape. And I think that looks a little bit more, it's got that rough look that all of Marmaduke has. So, and you know what, to refresh your memory, Marmaduke is the journal because, of course, it's taken me forever. Marmaduke's the journal that has the really cool front closing ribbon that's got sort of a plate that goes over the front that's got this. And then these get wrapped around like that. So Marmaduke's quite a handsome festive fellow, I think. Oh, I went and closed it. Oh my goodness. Catherine. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Okay, I gotta let that dry. All right, thanks for joining me today. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe wherever you are. And we'll get together, talk together soon, or else it could be that it'll be because I will be posting a flip through. I don't know, but you'll hear about it either on Instagram, or else you'll see that I've posted a flip through, and then I'll try and give an approximate time that Marmaduke will go into my Etsy shop. I do plan on putting metal corners on Marmaduke, and but I do plan on giving some heads up, because there are a few people who have expressed a little bit of interest in him. So thank you for that and your patience. And we'll get Marmaduke on his way to where he should be. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye.